Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Cody Garrett Runnels Rhodes, or more known as Cody Rhodes, is the son of late WWE Hall of Famer Dusty Rhodes and the half-brother of Dustin Rhodes. After an amateur wrestling career that resulted in becoming a two-time Georgia State champion, he followed his father and older brother's footsteps into the professional ranks and joined the world of professional wrestling. After being released from WWE in 2016, the son of Dusty Rhodes began wrestling on the independent circuit. In the time frame spanning from then on, he made several appearances in Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling and Impact Wrestling. He wrestled under the shortened name Cody due to WWE owning the Cody Rhodes name. This happened until 2020 when WWE surrendered their trademark. Cody gained credible success in the indies, especially with the Bullet Club that had Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, and the Young Bucks that he eventually would all be working with. Then after a tweet that asked if a non-WWE event will ever sell out a 10K arena, Cody Rhodes accepted that challenge and alongside the Bullet Club, made history with the landscape-changing pro wrestling event called All In. Because of its major success, it inspired a certain billionaire football owner to create a professional wrestling promotion we know now as All Elite Wrestling or AEW. In 2019, Cody and his wife became signed to All Elite Wrestling. The man formerly known as Stardust was signed as part of the talent roster and held other job duties including working as producer and the company's executive vice president. On May 25, 2019, Cody debuted at the first ever AEW event called Double or Nothing, where he faced his half-brother Dustin Rhodes in a bloody iconic match. Cody Rhodes entered the match with his theme song that he purposely got made for himself called Kingdom, a song made about him building himself his own empire after leaving his former workplace, WWE. The American Nightmare walked down the ramp with his wife Brandi Rhodes as they walked past the throne sitting on the stageway. As they were about to set foot in the ring, Brandi got something under the apron. It was a sledgehammer famously used in the wrestling world by Triple H. Cody grabbed the hammer and marched up the ramp once again, destroying the throne with it as another direct shot to WWE. Cody and Dustin went all in with their match, proving the doubters wrong that they don't need WWE and that sports entertainment company held them back. Finally, they ended the match and Cody will say this line that will be forever iconic to all wrestling fans alike.
I need my older brother.
After that, Cody went on to mentor a young star in the making with MJF, which eventually turned on him at Full Gear. They feuded for months, which led to one of the most iconic AEW moments in their young history. Cody had to receive 10 lashes from MJF to get a match from him at Revolution. Not backing down from any challenge, Cody took all lashes and cemented himself as a top babyface for the company. Revolution 2020 is where Cody took a massive turn into his career when he debuted his now iconic signature, his American Nightmare neck tattoo. After a live entrance heavily criticized by the fans, MJF and Cody finally faced each other. Surprisingly, Cody Rhodes put MJF over as MJF cheated to gain a win over the top babyface of the company at that time. Cody Rhodes stayed with the Elite for a while, but at 2020's Double or Nothing, along with the famous boxer Iron Mike Tyson, he debuted a brand new championship in All Elite Wrestling called the TNT Championship. At that event, Cody Rhodes defeated Lance Archer to award himself the inaugural TNT champion. This title will be synonymous with Cody as he will eventually win the belt back 2 times while putting over young talent that we will be talking about later. After becoming the first TNT champ, Cody Rhodes went on to feud with the likes of Brody Lee, where they held the first ever dog collar match in AEW, Darby Allin where he put him over, QT Marshall, Anthony Ogogo, Malachi Black, and Andrade El Idolo where he lit himself on fire. As time goes on since Double or Nothing 2021, the AEW fans were slowly turning on Cody Rhodes. They were booing him on everything he was doing, thinking he was doing a Homelander gimmick from the show The Boys. After a short while, Cody Rhodes faced Sammy Guevara at AEW Rampage Holiday Bash on Christmas night. There he went on to defeat Sammy Guevara to become the TNT champion once again for the 3rd time in his AEW career. Their rematch was supposed to be held at the first ever AEW Battle of the Belts event, but Cody had to step down for health reasons. Sammy went on to become the interim TNT champion for a week, defeating Dustin Rhodes in a great match. Finally, Cody Rhodes had his final ever match in AEW at the special edition of AEW Dynamite called Beach Break on January 26, 2022. Him and Sammy faced off in one of the best ladder matches in AEW history. It was an exhilarating and entertaining match where unique spots were done because Sammy put his body numerous times against Cody. In amazing fashion, Sammy Guevara won and became the undisputed TNT champion in what is considered by fans a match of the year contender of 2022. Little did we know, it was Cody Rhodes' final match, and everything he said beforehand and after wasn't a shoot. He was working as a free agent and didn't renew his contract with Tony Khan and went on to leave the company he helped start called All Elite Wrestling. On February 15, 2022, Cody Rhodes was officially leaving AEW for good, and it ultimately broke the wrestling world. People were speculating if it was a work or if he is hypocritically going back to WWE, which people considered was impossible after Cody taking shots at WWE non-stop. On April 1, 2022, Cody Rhodes came back to World Wrestling Entertainment at Night 1 of WrestleMania against Seth Rollins. That concludes the first and last match of Cody Rhodes in All Elite Wrestling.